Yahoo! Yahoo!
Hello.
Next, what do we have?
Hey.
Introduce yourself, please.
Introduce myself. Hi, my name is Yuti Alatan, and I look after most of the streaming that we do in AWS in ANZ. Hey, boys.
How you doing?
I'm tired.
Tired? Really?
It's a long, long day.
Right.
I almost look as bad as you do.
Really? So you must be looking pretty good.
Let's unpack that a little bit more. What does it mean to look after most of the streaming that we do?
So for us, we're really talking about the sports and streaming sports for all of the customers in Australia. Like sport is just built for streaming.
Yeah.
Yep.
It needs to be high quality. It needs to be real time.
It needs to be
dependable.
quick. It needs to be quick, it needs to be in high def, and it needs to be engaging.
Yep.
So we look at two types of sports. Obviously look at the major sports and making sure that we can deliver them to the customers. And we also really look after the ground root stuff. So you now start to see some of the lower grades of sports being live streamed to audiences. And we're also trying to look at engaging the customer more. So that's what AWS is about. Giving unique experiences that you can't get from just watching a normal broadcast on a normal broadcast TV.
Yep, and so we get into the technology. We've got technologists out there.
Technology out
I know
there.
you love talking about technology, especially in the streaming space.
Absolutely.
Now, what are we talking about? So we've obviously partner solutions as well as AWS services.
Absolutely. So we spend a lot of time with our Elemental part of the portfolio. So we've got to take broadcast video. So we've got to go to the ground. We've got to take some video. We've got to compress that, turn it into IP. But then we've got to move it into AWS. And then we've got to process it. And then we've got to use our CDN to get it to customers.
CDN stands for Content Delivery Network.
Yeah,
And for those who have never heard about a content delivery network, it's the most boring thing in the world.
No, it's actually super cool.
Important.
It's not
to the
boring.
video.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, I love
Absolutely.
CDNs. But you also mentioned Elemental there. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about Elemental, because it is a part of AWS?
Yeah, so Elemental was an acquisition that we did in 2015, and it's essentially what most of the broadcasters around the world use to take broadcast video and turn it into something you can deliver over IP.
Right.
So essentially what we're doing is we're compressing that, so we're squeezing it down, but what they do is they keep the quality of the video at a very high level, so the guys watching at home on any device still get to see that ball going through the air in crystal quality.
Right.
For guys or girls.
Yep. And
Guys or girls,
Yes.
all my kids,
everyone
all the little
involved.
puppies. I'm getting a little puppy, a little labradoodle. Woohoo.
And, well, congratulations, well done.
Exactly.
You're proud, yeah?
It's so important to the family to get the labradoodle. He's going to put that in front of the TV and he's going to watch the ball go across the screen.
Oh, awesome. No buffering, though.
No buffering.
Right.
So what about transcoding for different formats too? That's part of the process as well, isn't it?
So it's a plethora of devices out there, and what we want to make sure is that anybody can watch any bit of content on any device. Okay. So we can bring that content in, we can package it for virtually any device, and we can get it delivered.
Right.
And for us, it's not about forcing people to go and watch a bit of content on a particular type of device. It's allowing users to have that choice.
Sure.
If I want to watch it on my mobile phone, if I want to watch it on my tablet, if I want to watch it on a smart TV, if I want to watch it on anything or anywhere in the world, if possible, depending on the rights, you should be able to do that. And that's what AWS can deliver.
Right. And so, I mean, we talk about AWS in terms of our global infrastructure. We're constantly expanding, whether it's the CDN POPs, but also regions, right? I'd like to give a plug again. Hong Kong region launched AWS last week.
Yeah. Go Hong Kong.
But I mean, if we've got regions that are now expanding to all corners of the world, why do we need CDNs still?
So CDNs are super important because it's our way of connecting the content to the user, right? So we worry about two things. It's the first mile and the last mile. So first mile is literally us getting the content from the ground literally into AWS. And for things like we do, so moving away from sport, thinking things like Formula One. So if you come to the show today, you would have seen a Formula One car here. Literally, that car has 120 IoT devices on it, pushing gigabits of data, and we capture that in real time from the track using either satellite or direct connect, and then we push that straight into the cloud for real-time processing to get that information back to the teams. We do exactly the same concepts with your sport. Okay. We can put the cameras at the ground, we can have a direct connect over 3G, over satellite, push that content into the cloud, process it, and then we can get it to the device. Right. And what we're trying to do is reduce the latency. Is get that latency right down so that when you're watching it, and if some of the testing that we've done here, we can actually get from the ground to a customer's device in less than 3 seconds, 2.8 seconds. Right. Broadcast takes 6 seconds. So literally, we have enough technology to do it faster than broadcast.
Let me ask you a geeky question. So for some of the viewers out there, you mentioned Direct Connect, right?
Yes.
So Direct Connect, typically, as the way I normally think of it, not in the broadcast side of things, is for customers who have some stuff running in a data center that want to get from their data center into AWS, right, as efficiently as possible. In practical terms, how does Direct Connect work when it's something like out on a sports field?
It's a simple thing, right? So everyone's ever gone to a sports ground, you go to anyone in Australia, you get on your mobile phone, you try to even just look at a page, the thing doesn't load.
This is what I'm asking for.
The content is just not there.
Right.
So what you're looking for is dedicated connectivity. So the telcos have got fiber laid in the ground, and we're able to push this content down that pipe. No congestion, nobody else using it. So we can get good quality feeds in low latency into our network, so that we can process it and then we can deliver it over our CDN. And what we're looking at really is from taking what we have in our regions from our points of presence. So these are edge nodes where we actually link directly with all the ISPs, which are strategically located around Australia, which are connected on our own fiber back to our regions, which is also connected to the ground on the same dedicated fiber.
That's right.
That is all low latency, low congestion, deliver that to the user on a private network, and then we get it into the ISP's network. Super efficient. So you can watch a game in HD with no buffering.
That's pretty
the
awesome.
The only thing that we can't control is people's Wi-Fi at home.
Right.
If we weren't passing all the data through our private network between the time when it goes from the Direct Connect to us and out to our POPs and then out to the users, all the private network traffic, if we didn't have that private network from AWS to lean on, how many more seconds would it take?
You can go on like. Everyone's seen it, right? So someone's watching on broadcast, the goal is scored, everyone goes, yay, and you're watching it on your device, and it's like, it hasn't happened yet, it hasn't happened yet, it hasn't happened yet.
Exactly.
And so that's what we're trying to avoid, right?
Sure.
And for us, it's about giving you that amazing experience, so that if you have a second screen experience where you're communicating with other people about that live sport, you're doing it in the same time, regardless of where in the world, so you can have that second screen communication and really enjoy the experience of watching that game.
Right. And so, I mean, at the end of the day, though, the speed of light is the speed of light, right?
Absolutely.
So there is some limitation.
One day I'm going to go at the speed of light, I promise you.
You think so? Yeah, that's the next service.
And maybe I'll go back in time and look better, I don't know.
Right. We will all be a lot older by the time you come back.
And so, I mean, can you talk a little bit about what AWS is doing around the edge and bringing a lot of some of the compute services that you might typically find in a region and having it maybe deployed into a CDN like CloudFront?
So we're totally thinking about how we can personalize the experience for every user. So if we want to make changes to it, we don't really want to be going all the way back to region and then making changes and going back again. So imagine you've got a global sport, in Australia, and then you're trying to get it to a global audience. If everyone in the UK or the US who's watching that sport had to come all the way back to get that personalization done, it would be a crappy experience. So we take some of that light compute resources, stick them at the edge, and make sure we can deliver it.
All right. I just wanted to do a shout out to IDOS G. He thinks Udi is awesome. So is that maybe a family member or a friend?
Already. I wish. I think you're awesome too.
And also a shout out to Got Bitcoin watching from Florida. Remember, if you have any questions as well, please post them, and I'm sure Udi will be more than willing to answer.
Absolutely, I'll get everyone on it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much. All right, well, I've just seen the signal that we need to wrap this one up. So thanks very much for tuning into the segment, and stay with us. We'll be back with more content live from Sydney Summit shortly.
Awesome. See you next time.